What's going on, YouTube? It's Pinelli MX here. Today we're going to be cleaning these air filters. We're going to use the No-Toil air filter cleaning system. Basically what that's just comprised of is you have your filter cleaner here, and then you have the No-Toil Evolution filter oil. You're going to need a pair of rubber gloves for whenever you do go to oil the air filters. What I typically do is I take the cleaner and then I put it into like a bucket. I got this bucket at Advanced Auto Parts just for like washing cars and stuff like that. You're going to put it in there, and then we're going to get it to dissolve, and then we'll put the filters in there. So just 1 second and I'll get that set up for you. Alright, so I don't really have a method to the madness here. I more or less just kind of get it nice and sprinkled in there. I'm going to be cleaning 3 filters, so I'm going to use a good bit of this. Once you get it kind of in there, we'll just get it so it starts to dissolve and everything like that. The main thing is you want to make sure you get it to where it dissolves. Otherwise the stuff will kind of clump up on you. It won't work that well. Alright, that's that. Let me grab a filter real quick. So as you can see, this filter, she needs to be clean. And don't mind me if I sound like I'm rushing. It's about to storm out here. It's starting to get into the summertime in the Carolinas, so you know how that stuff works. So I'll just normally get it in there, just kind of dunk it in there, let it sit for a minute or so. This stuff normally starts working very, very quickly, especially if you already use the No-Toil oil. This is designed to help get that oil off because the oil itself is waterproof. So as you can see, I mean, the water's already starting to turn green, and I haven't even really done anything to it yet. So we'll just let that soak for a little bit longer. Alright, now that it's been soaking in there for a little bit, I normally just kind of start working that cleaner through the filter itself. As you can see, I mean, it starts, you know, this was the dirtiest end of the filter here, and just doing that just a little bit. You don't have to be too aggressive with it. And I mean, this stuff, like I said, it works good. I've used all kind of different cleaners and stuff like that. And as far as easy of getting your filters clean and stuff like that, I rock this stuff. So I mean, you can just already see I haven't even really done much to it, and you can already just see how much cleaner that filter is. And typically what I do is, even after I clean it with the No-Toil cleaner, is I actually will take them to the sink, and then I'll get some kind of lukewarm water with Dawn dish soap, and then I'll clean the filters again. And then I'll let them air dry, and then once they're air dried, I'll oil them up after that. So basically I kind of wash them twice just to make sure they're as clean as possible. You never want to wring your filters or really twist them or anything like that, just because, you know, like right here you got glue, stuff like that. You don't want to try to stress the filter and then make that glue tear. Like I said, it doesn't take too long, and once we clean this out with water, it should be clean as can be and ready to rock. So I'm gonna grab the 2 other filters and just kind of continue this process. I'm not sure if I'm gonna record cleaning the other 2 filters just because it is starting to drizzle right now. So I may just show me cleaning one more to you, and then probably call it that for the video. I just don't want to get rained on out here. All right, so this is another filter. As you can see, she's pretty dirty. She's not terrible. This was just a one ride day, so it wasn't like the track was pretty well groomed and everything like that, but still, as you can see, pretty dirty. Normally just toss it in there, kind of push it down a little bit, just let it soak as much as it can. Just let it sit for a minute. Alright, I'll go ahead and start working this cleaner through it. And I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but just how quick that stuff is just coming out. You know, all the clumps of stuff and everything like that. Like I said, I'm a big fan of this cleaner. Doesn't require much to really get stuff clean. It normally works pretty quickly. Sometimes you'll get some stubborn clumps and things like that, but normally they'll work out pretty quick. I'm not sure how well this cleaner works. Say for example, if you use a different brand air filter oil. So say for example, if you use like a Maxima air filter oil, I'm not sure how well No-Toil cleaner will clean it. I just know that their cleaner is designed to work with filters that use their oil. So take that with a grain of salt. I'm not 100% sure. And typically the amount that I put in to this bucket of the air filter cleaner, it will normally do 3 filters for me just fine. Anything outside of that, I would recommend probably going ahead and changing the bucket that you have the water and the cleaner in. I think it just becomes too saturated after 3 filters, but I found that 3 normally works just fine. When I do a 4th one, I typically have to change it. And all the sediment and everything, like with this wash bucket, it kind of has a indentation in the bottom of it to where all the dirt and everything like that will actually sit down in there. So as long as you don't disturb the bottom, all that dirt and everything just kind of works its way down there. Once I'm done here and I'm emptying this bucket out, I'll show you, just to show you how much dirt and everything like that this cleaner's got out of these filters, because like I said, it does just rest at the bottom of this bucket. So I mean, you can see, but not really much work, and you can just see how clean, you know, the filter's already gotten. And I think we got enough time. So this is the OEM filter that come with it. It just kind of has this built-in gasket deal, but it'll clean this just as well as it cleans the other. So I got enough time. I should be able to get this one clean. With this one, the filter material is a little more coarse, so I normally kind of agitate it before I just let it sit. The twin air filters, they're a lot kind of a softer material, but this one's more kind of rough and everything, so I normally agitate it to get the cleaner all the way in there, and then I'll let it sit for a little bit. let's go ahead and keep doing how we did the other filters. With these OEM filters, it typically likes to try to build up around the glue. So you kind of got to work the glued areas of the filter a little bit more. You can just kind of see where the dirt tries to build up there. And you can never have too clean of an air filter, that's for sure. So, like I said, it doesn't take much, and it gets them pretty clean. So, just give me a second. I'm gonna empty this water out, and then just kind of show you a video of how much gunk and stuff's at the bottom of this bucket. Alright, I'm gonna try to pour it out slow. That way we try to get as much dirt as possible. And everything with the No-Toil oil and everything like that, and even the cleaner, it's supposed to be all biodegradable, so it doesn't harm, like if you pour it down a drain at your house or anything like that. So it's okay to just kind of, you know, you can just pour the water out in the yard, in the sink, whatever you got. Alright, we're starting to get down to the good stuff now. I'm going to kind of keep pouring it slow, just that way you can try not to lose too much dirt. That way you can see how much actually was in those filters, even though you couldn't necessarily see it all. We're losing a little bit of the dirt, but I mean, as you can see, I mean, that's just, yeah, that come out of those filters. And like I said, we even lost a good bit when I was pouring the water out. So that's how important it is, especially if you're riding around on Carolina clay. That's how important it is to clean those filters. All right, let's go ahead and get these filters oiled up. Just before we start, I just kind of want to go ahead and say thank y'all for watching. Channel's been growing slowly. We're getting up to roughly about 200 subscribers now. Around 250 to 300, I may do some kind of like little kind of small thank you video. So stay around for that. Also too, I just kind of want to know with this filter video, what are y'all using? Are y'all using the No-Toil system? Or are you just interested in how the No-Toil system works? You know, I know a lot of people, they kind of old school, they like to use the gasoline, stuff like that. So just let me know down in the comments, you know, what do y'all do? You know, if you got some tip or some kind of trick or anything, or, you know, something that could help me or help somebody else, you know, just drop it down in the comments. Don't forget, you know, to like, subscribe, click that bell. It just helps the channel out. Like I said, we're trying to grow. So I thank you for everything that y'all do. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. Again, we're using the No-Toil Evolution filter oil. The difference between the regular No-Toil, which would be like the red label, and the difference between this one, this is alcohol free. I believe the red label contains alcohol. However, once you, and this is biodegradable as well. However, once you put it on the filter, you want to let it sit for about an hour, just to kind of let it tacky up and everything like that. And again, kind of as you can see here, pretty much when you use the No-Toil filter oil, the only thing that's going to clean the oil out of it is going to be the No-Toil powder that we used earlier in this video. So normally what I do, again, you want to just shake it up pretty well. But normally what I do is I actually start from the inside of the filter. So I'll pour it into the filter, and then I'll actually squeeze it to the outside of the filter. I feel like doing that, you know that the filter is very well saturated. And you always squeeze out the excess. You don't want it, you know, dripping oil and everything like that. But like I said, I normally just pour on the inside and just kind of work it through the bottom of the filter so it actually comes out the front. In doing that, I know that it's saturated, you know, from the inside of the filter all the way to the outside of the filter. So let's go ahead and get started. And I don't really have anywhere particular that I kind of start. I'm more or less just kind of, you know, just kind of dump it in there, because once you get it in there, you can kind of work it around a little bit, and then normally just kind of squeeze it. If you're doing it, you know, make sure you do it outside or something like that. Not because of fumes, but just because I typically make a mess. So, but as you can see, it's already starting to come through the filter here, and I didn't even really do much to it yet. So normally as I'll do that, I'll get the filter really saturated, and then kind of whatever excess I squeeze out, I'll put it in a place that looks like it needs a little bit more. But we'll just go ahead and keep doing what we're doing. And typically it doesn't take a whole bunch. I mean, you can see it's already kind of coming through, and you can just work it around, and then you get excess, you can just kind of move it over to somewhere else. And I'll do that until, and the good thing about this stuff is you can kind of see, you know, when you're getting it pretty saturated. So you can squeeze it, see how we get that excess out. I'll just move it somewhere where there is an excess, and then you can just kind of just do that to kind of work itself around. And that's just typically all I do. Been using No-Toil for a while, so I haven't really had any problems with it or anything like that. I used to use the aerosol cans, but it just sometimes it started becoming, the cans themselves, the spray nozzle would get gunked up and stuff like that, and just didn't work as long as the No-Toil does, in my opinion. And what I'll do is, so sometimes it's kind of hard to get like right in here and things like that, you know, by pouring inside, is I'll actually go back and I'll pour some on the outside of the filter and then work it to the inside. The main thing is you want to make sure that the filter gets fully saturated, but you know, you don't want to leave a bunch of excess. So we'll just keep working it, keep working it. I will say though, sometimes the aerosol cans are a little faster. I mean, granted, you're just spraying it on the outside of the filter, really. I feel like with this, you know, you're kind of getting ultimate protection, because you're getting filter oil all the way from the inside to the outside of the filter, like I've been talking about. And as you see, as you're just working it, it even starts to kind of cover inside of here and stuff like that. So that's what we are looking for. But so you can see, now you can kind of start to see how we're getting these spots where not really that saturated. So then I'll kind of just focus on that area a little bit more. You know, just pour a little bit more oil in there. And it's okay to be generous with it, because like I said, any excess that's in there is coming out anyway. So it's, you know, something I'm thinking about doing is actually just getting like a bucket, fill it with oil, put the filter in it, and then you can just kind of, you know, squeeze the excess out. It'll be a lot quicker than what I'm doing, just because I'm pouring it out of that small bottle onto the filter. But baby steps, baby steps. And not to bore you, I'm probably just gonna oil this one air filter, just because I'm sure you guys don't want to watch me oil 3 air filters. So I'm just gonna do this one more, or just this one. I'll do the rest later off camera. But see, you can see I kind of just squeezed out the excess. I'll just wipe it in places where there is no excess, and you just kind of keep doing that until you get it nice and same color all around is really what you're looking for. You don't want any light or dark spots in the filter, because that just kind of shows you if you got a dark spot, you got a heavier oil. you know, in one area. If you got a light spot, then you're not getting good coverage. But as you start working it in, you see it starts to kind of get a little more uniform looking. There's a couple areas where I gotta add a little bit more, but it's getting there. And the main thing is, man, especially with these 450, well, not just 450s, but these 4-stroke bikes is, and 2-strokes as well, but you want to, for these 4-strokes, you want to keep these valves getting the cleanest, freshest air they possibly can with no dirt. As we all know, dirt in the valves of a 4-stroke, she's not going to be 4-stroking too much longer. We're starting to get pretty good coverage on it now. So we just got a little bit right here. So I'm going to actually go back and just pour some on the outside. And then we actually look pretty good. So I'll just do a little bit right through here. Oop, a lot more than I wanted, but that's all right. We'll get the excess out. And you can always just kind of turn the filter over into itself and just kind of squeeze it, because then it kind of covers both sides of the filters at the same time, and you still get your excess to come out. And everybody's got their own, you know, method to the madness and stuff like that. This is just how I've been doing it. It's been working good for me. Like I said, if you got any tips or anything for anybody watching this video of kind of what you do, or something that you've been doing for a while, or anything that could help me, or I'm all ears, and I'm sure anybody watching this video is more than willing to listen as well. So we're looking pretty good. Also, let me grab it real quick. So I also have this other stuff from No-Toil. It's rim grease, if you can see that. No-Toil rim grease. So really, all it is it's just kind of like a I don't know if it's petroleum based or whatnot, but I know it's some sort of grease. And then, so after I let these sit for an hour to kind of tacky up and everything like that, right before I install it on the bike, I will take that rim grease and I'll actually work it all around this. So what it does is basically it kind of gives you that grease seal. So when you actually mount it to the airbox of the bike, it just kind of creates a further seal, so no dust or anything like that is going to get through here. But I mean, as of right now, I could probably put it on the bike and it would be fine, just because we have the oil around the seal as well. So yeah, guys, that's about it. Stay tuned to the channel. I got a bunch of videos and plans and ideas and stuff like that. I'm just kind of starting out making YouTube videos. Just kind of bought a new camera, stuff like that. But I got a bunch of new ideas. Even these Garniers in the background, I plan on just doing like a review video of them, kind of my thoughts on them. I've had them for, I think I've had them for about a year and a half or so. So I'll do like a review video on those. I just bought a moto van that I plan on building. So, you know, I'm going to do a build series on it, you know, just stuff like that. Try to keep the channel just moto related stuff, you know, whether it would be gear review, bike review, installing things on the bike, or, you know, simple how-tos, stuff like that. So if you guys like, you know, if you like this video, you like this kind of content, you know, let me know. If you would like to see something different, you know, also just let me know. I'm kind of open to, you know, what are y'all interested in is kind of what I'm getting at there. So so with that, guys, I appreciate you watching, and I hope you have a blessed day. Thank you.